In 2018, when an 11-member family disappeared, an officer arrived at their home to check on them. He couldn't stay for more than 10 seconds due to the horror of what he saw. This terror was so gripping that Netflix produced a documentary about the story. The Chundawat family was one of the closely knit families living in North Delhi, India. They were farmers and worked in the desert. In 1989, their patriarch, Bhopal Singh, decided it was time for a change. He sold all his farmland and moved to the city with his wife and youngest son. Over the following years, the other family members followed one by one. By 2007, they were 12 people living in a 3-story house. They made their living by running a grocery and plywood shop on the ground floor of their home. Their business was prosperous, not only due to the quality of their goods but also because they were well-loved by the surrounding community. Bhopal was like a father to everyone in the neighborhood, and even the mother, Narayan, took on a maternal role. The rest of the family consisted of 3 adult men with their wives and 5 children. They were a successful and happy family. When Bhopal passed away in 2007 due to natural causes, the family didn't fall apart. Instead, they improved in all aspects of their lives. Their business flourished even more. They opened another store, and even their dietary habits improved. They stopped smoking and drinking alcohol. Everyone was impressed by this family, unaware that something very sinister was happening behind the scenes. After 11 years, on a day in 2018, like any other morning, locals lined up in front of the shop, waiting for it to open at 6 a.m. This time, no one opened the shop. After calling out their names without a response, their 79-year-old neighbor decided to knock on their door and noticed it was open. Upon opening the door, he almost fainted and retreated, screaming. Fortunately, a policeman was nearby. Before entering, he was warned about the scene inside. Cautiously, he made his way in and stayed for only 10 seconds before rushing out. To understand what the officer saw, let's go back to 2007 when Bhopal died. The family called a priest to pray for the father's soul. At that moment, the youngest son, Lalit, 30 years old, began praying as well. Everyone was astonished because Lalit had lost his voice for years due to an accident where a wooden plank fell on him. After that, Lalit started writing daily diaries, which were initially filled with ordinary notes about his days. On September 7, 2007, the tone of his writing changed to include strange rules for the family, such as placing a picture of Bhopal in front of them and abandoning bad habits. These were rules detailing every aspect of their lives, from movement to eating and sleeping, and were written in an aggressive and punitive manner. Strangely, everyone obeyed these rules because they believed Lalit was possessed by Bhopal's spirit, explaining his regained ability to speak and his efforts to save the family's souls from evil. Every night, Bhopal would supposedly possess Lalit's body and write specific rules and instructions for each family member, down to what and when they should eat. This went on for many years.